There is a letter with your name on it sitting in a Service Canada mailbag right now that is going to land on your doormat sometime this year. And the single most important thing about that letter is the date printed inside it, because that date is a deadline. And whether that letter is worth a few $100s to you or well over $1,000 a month depends entirely on one thing: the year you were born. This year, Service Canada and the CRA are sending Canadian seniors 4 completely different letters, and which one drops through your door depends on your age. Each one asks you to do a different thing. Each one has a different deadline, and each one has real money attached. Money that if you miss the date or toss the letter in a drawer, you simply do not get. So today I'm going to walk you through all 4. I'll tell you exactly which letter you'll get based on your birth year, what it's really asking you to do, the deadline you cannot miss, and how much money is on the line, because I promise you by the end of this, at least one of these 4 letters is going to be about you, and I don't want you to be the person who found out too late. I don't say any of that to frighten you. I say it because it is the quiet truth of how this system works. The government is very good at collecting from you the moment you owe $1. But when the money is flowing toward you, it does not chase you. It sends one letter and then it waits. Most careful people miss out because they assume if they were owed something, somebody would make sure they got it. Nobody makes sure. The letter is the only warning you get. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Thorne. I spent 15 years working inside Canada's retirement tax and benefit system, and I've watched what happens on both sides of that mailbox. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not selling you anything. I just want you to be the person who opens the letter, understands exactly what it means, and acts before the date runs out. Let's go through the 4 one at a time, starting with letter number 1, which is for those of you turning 65 this year, broadly meaning you were born around 1961. This is the Old Age Security Enrollment Letter, and it decides when the biggest monthly check of your retirement switches on. This letter comes in 2 very different versions. The month after you turn 64, Service Canada looks at your record, and if they have enough information from your tax history, they may automatically enroll you. In that case, your letter says, good news, you're all set. Your OAS will start at 65. You don't need to do anything. But not everyone gets automatically enrolled. If Service Canada doesn't have what it needs, your letter instead says, you have to apply. If that is your letter and you set it aside thinking it's just more government paperwork, your old age security does not start. It waits for you. I have seen people go months past their 65th birthday getting nothing simply because they were waiting for a check that was waiting for them. Read it carefully and find out which version you have. If it says apply, do it through your My Service Canada account online or by calling them. This letter also offers you the choice to delay. For every month you wait up to age 70, your monthly check grows by a little over 0.5%, which adds up to 36% more if you hold off until 70. Whatever you decide, decide it on purpose. Keep in mind that the full OAS amount assumes you've lived in Canada for 40 years after age 18. Otherwise, you get a partial pension. Also, if you are a higher income senior, the OAS recovery tax or clawback quietly takes some back above a certain income threshold. For most, the message is simple: make sure it starts. I think of a man named Harold who turned 65, got his letter, and thought, I'll deal with that later. He didn't read the one line that mattered. His letter was the apply version, not the automatic one. Month after month went by with no old age security arriving, and Harold assumed the system was just slow. By the time a family member helped him sort it out, he'd gone 4 months with no OAS, missing checks he was fully entitled to. Don't be Harold. Read your version immediately. Letter number 2 is for those of you turning 75, born in 1951 or earlier. This is a happier letter because when you reach 75, your old age security automatically goes up by 10%. You don't apply or fill out a form. It just happens the month after your birthday. In 2026, regular OAS for someone aged 65 to 74 is around $740 a month. At 75, that 10% bump takes it to roughly $816 a month, which is about $75 more every single month, or $900 a year. This has been the rule since 2022, so if you turned 75 a few years ago, double check that it actually landed. Systems make mistakes, and a bump that quietly never happened is money leaving your pocket. Confirm the increase on your bank deposit or My Service Canada account. If it slipped, a phone call to Service Canada can get it backdated. Letter number 3 is the July letter, and it goes to anyone already receiving old age security who might qualify for the Guaranteed Income Supplement, the GIS. Every July, Service Canada recalculates your GIS for the year ahead and sends a letter with your new monthly amount. For a single senior on a modest income, the GIS can be worth up to about $1,100 a month tax-free on top of your OAS. But that July recalculation is done entirely from your income tax return. If you did not file your taxes, even if your income is zero, Service Canada has nothing to calculate from, and your July letter will say your payment is zero. I have watched seniors lose over $1,000 a month for a whole year over a tax return that would have taken 20 minutes. File your tax return every single year, no matter how low your income is, because that is the master switch. If the July letter shows zero or less than expected, that's your signal that a missing tax return needs fixing right away. For a single senior, you qualify for at least some GIS if your income, not counting OAS, is under roughly $22,800 a year. For couples, the limits are higher. Remember, the GIS is income tested and drops by about 50 cents for every extra dollar you report. But not all money counts the same. Money taken out of an RRSP or a RRIF counts as income and reduces your GIS, but money taken out of a tax-free savings account, a TFSA, does not count as income at all. Two seniors can pull the exact same $10,000 to live on, but the one using a RRIF gets their GIS chopped, while the one using a TFSA keeps every penny. Also, avoid the mistake of taking one big lump sum from your RRSP to fix a roof. That single withdrawal spikes your income this year and destroys your GIS for the entire following year. Talk to a tax professional to spread withdrawals safely. Letter number 4 is the You May Be Eligible letter, and it is easily mistaken for junk. For those aged 60 to 64 on a low income, there are two hidden payments, the allowance and the allowance for the survivor. If you are in this age window and your spouse receives the GIS, or if you have lost your spouse, this monthly payment bridges the financial gap before your own OAS begins at 65. It can be worth hundreds of dollars a month when you are stretched the thinnest, but you must actively apply for it. If you get this envelope, do not throw it out. Never disqualify yourself. Let the math decide. Once your GIS is switched on, it also unlocks provincial top-ups like gains in Ontario or the senior supplement in British Columbia, alongside extra help with prescription drugs, dental care, and property taxes. One letter sets off a whole chain of benefits. Underneath all 4 letters, the single thread is your tax return and the deadline date. Your tax return is the engine and the deadline is the day the money moves on without you. To protect yourself, take 10 minutes to set up a system. First, log into your My Service Canada account online to see your enrollment status and letters without waiting for the mail. Second, ensure Service Canada has your current address and direct deposit details so checks never sit uncashed. Third, stop treating government envelopes as junk. Get a shoebox, open every letter the day it arrives, note the deadline, and file it safely. To see the impact, imagine a single 76-year-old senior. With the 75 plus boost, their OAS is $816, and because they filed their taxes, their GIS is $1,100. That is over $1,800 a month tax-free landing automatically. Meanwhile, their neighbor of the same age who ignored the letters gets only a fraction of that amount. The only difference is opening the mail. A critical warning, the bad guys know about these letters too. Real letters from Service Canada and the CRA will never demand a fee to release your benefits, never ask for gift cards or e-transfers, and never threaten you with arrest. If a text or call pressures you for your banking password or sign-in, it is a scam. Real officials never demand passwords out of the blue. If you are ever unsure, hang up, do not click links, and log into your official My Service Canada account directly to verify. The real letters are worth a fortune. The fake ones are designed to steal it. Everything we discussed, the 4 letters, birth years, TFSA timing, and deadlines, is detailed in my plain English guide, The Canadian Seniors Money Playbook. The link is in the description if you want it all in one place. Your action list for this week is simple. Number 1, open every piece of mail from the CRA or Service Canada the day it arrives. Number 2, file your recent tax return to protect your July GIS check. Number 3, if you are near 65, confirm if your OAS is automatic or requires an application. Number 4, if you are 75, verify that your 10% increase actually hit your account. And number 5, if you are 60 to 64 on a low income, apply for the allowance bridge. These 5 moves put money back where it belongs, with you. This money is not charity, it is what you paid into your entire working life. The people who end the year better off simply read their letters and met their deadlines. If this video helped you, please share it with another senior who might be leaving $1,000 a month on the table, and subscribe for more plain English financial advice. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Thorne. Open your letters, watch your dates, and go claim what is legally yours.